My dream for 2024 will be to be a father and being world champion.
Ci vuole, no? Ci vuole, no?
The season, firstly, it's been long season, 20 races or 20 race events, 40 individual races. So it's been a pretty hard season, I think, for everybody. Last year, when we arrived in the last race, we were fighting for the victory in the championship. This year, when we arrived in the last race, we were fighting for P9, P10 in the championship. So it's been a tough year. We've seen an improvement in the second half of the season. I would say the first half of the season was particularly tough when we understood that we were not as competitive as we were accustomed to be. But then after we got used to that difficult situation with the team coming together, the riders changing mindset, we chipped away in the second part of the season and we improved. But we're not where we want to be, and we definitely plan to be stronger in the future.
Yamaha represented many things in my career, because first of all, it's the factory where Vale made his history. And it's the factory that I always loved, also because of that, because of Vale making a lot of results with them and Vale making history of motorcycle racing with Yamaha. So to join Yamaha, first of all, with Petronas was very nice. To ride Yamaha with Petronas was very nice, and then to join the factory team was unbelievable. And it has been a wonderful chapter of my life in general, not just of my career.
You know, we know him well. Obviously, he's coming from the VR46 Academy group, which we have very strong links with. And, you know, he, after 1 year on the production Honda, a custom Honda, then he switched into the Petronas team. And in the first year, he got some good results. And then Fabio actually beat him in that first year. Then he came back 1 year later and he became vice champion of the world, which was a very, very strong result for him. Then he joined the factory team. You know, after Maverick departed mid-season, he made an early start, switched teams in the middle of the season, which was not easy because he had a knee injury that, you know, he'd been out for a lot of the season. So when he joined us in the factory team, he already had this knee injury. It took him more time than expected to get over that. The first season, or the first half season, was very tough. Second season was quite difficult, and so we were hoping that this year he would, you know, be fully fit and would be able to achieve his maximum. But for various reasons, it didn't really happen, you know, and at the end, we had to make a difficult decision in the middle of this season, and it was a decision of what is best for us and what is best for Frankie for the future. And we decided it's best to make a change. And that's nothing negative about making a change, because sometimes you just need to change the chemistry, you need to change the mix for both parties. So anyway, I would like to thank Frankie for all of his efforts in the past, and we know he has great talent. So I think he can have a good future. Likewise, from our side, I think the change for us will also be a positive stimulus for us to achieve great things in our future too. Yeah, we're in, you know, I would say probably since Well, probably since mid-season especially, that's when we reached our lowest point. And from that moment onwards, then we had to fight back and to come back. So I would say that more than anything, behind the scenes, things that you don't see yet. We are changing the way of working. We're changing our resources for the future. We're making new investments, many of which are still secret. So if you asked me 6 months ago how was my personal feeling, I would have said a little bit depressed. If you ask me now how is my feeling, I would say I'm optimistic, because I know that we have many good plans for the future. So we need to work hard, and everybody is on board for this project. The team, the YMC engineers, the YMR engineers. So let's work for the future.
Well, it was really frustrating. I mean, especially the first part where you come from fighting to be world champion, from finishing P10 in the championship. So of course it was a big shock for me, but I think that the team and I were really united together to make the best of every situation, and this is what we did this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of Fabio's greatest qualities, I would say, is in any case, on any given moment, he always pushes to the maximum. And in the first half of the year, I think he was very frustrated, because having been champion 2 years ago, having been vice champion last year, when you come into the new season and you see that you are not as competitive as you want to be with the package that we had, and then you see there are 8 Ducati riders there, the KTM has improved, Aprilia have improved. So while he continued to give his strongest effort, it was understandable that he was frustrated and angry sometimes. At a certain moment, I think he accepted that this season was not going to be his season. And from that moment onwards, we saw basically after the summer break, a change of mindset. He accepted the current situation and decided, okay, we need to come together, we need to work together, and we need to build a better future. And so we've seen really an improvement in his race weekend planning, strategy, mindset, mood. And I think he did very well in the second half of the season. We saw him back to his normal self.
Yes, was a really tough season. I mean, we made some nice races, tough races. We improved quite a lot in some areas, but I think was a year of experience. Not great in result, but I think we learned a lot this year.
Yeah, I think we have a super strong team next year, honestly. I think, the onus is really upon us to develop the technical package, because if we can give those 2 riders the best package, there's no doubt that they can perform. I mean, as I mentioned, this year was a tough year for both of those riders, in fact, for different reasons. We know Fabio's potential. We know clearly that we need to give him a strong package, and he demands and requires a strong package. And he's a super good guy to work with, real team player as well, positive spirit. So I'm super happy about next year's team, and I think we can do great things.
Yeah, hopefully next year will be a year with much more podium, hopefully some victories, and yeah, happy holidays and see you in 2024. Bye-bye.